Hello, everybody, and welcome to 95 Radio's Postgame show. I'm your host, Jamie. I know you guys haven't seen me in a hot minute, so it's good to be back. And yeah, we're going to talk some 49ers football because the 49ers had their final preseason game against the Texans that ended about an hour ago, roughly. So yeah, but first we just got some quick things to go over real quick. So, as always, follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on this little ticker down here. We're at 95 Radio on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr. And on Twitter, we're at 95R. So, I'll leave these down here for a minute. I'll scroll through all of these throughout the rest of the show so you guys can catch them. Also, subscribe to the show wherever you find it. We're at 95radio.com. And anywhere you find the show, it'd be great support for us to yeah to subscribe to the show, show your support. We do the best we can with the show, and yeah, it's great to be back. All right, so now that that's out of the way, just some quick little housekeeping things before we get done. So let's talk this final preseason game. This final score was 0-17. Texas won. 49ers did not get on the board the entire night. Also, if you are listening to this, let me know if I'm too loud or if you guys can hear me all right. That'd be great. And stuff. So it was honestly kind of a rough game. The offense didn't really do very much tonight, to be honest. And Trey looked very. Thanks, Kim. Trey looked very. I don't know. I will tell you one thing is I'm extremely concerned about the O line, and I know that we didn't have a lot of our O line starters in. Like our starting tackles were not in the game. McGlinchey and Trent Williams did not play tonight. But that interior O line is very suspect, and I really hope that they could do it for Trey. But like, I'm very concerned about it. It's like my number one worry, to be perfectly honest with you. Because if Trey goes down, then we're freaking screwed. So they're kind of back to where we were. So I really, really hope that that works out. The defense was all right. There are some good plays. What's his name? Let me find him. He's been popping up all over the place. Where is he? I have little thingies here. I see his name. Yeah, this dude right here. He's Samuel Womack seems to be becoming a pretty solid player, which I think is great. I really like him. I really hope that he keeps doing what he's been doing because he's just been doing overall pretty great for the whole season. So for the whole preseason so far, he's made some great plays. He had some pretty good breakups tonight and stuff. So yeah, we just gotta keep an eye on him. He's stood out a lot this season, so this preseason. So Brock Purdy, who was his third string quarterback, he is interesting because he's pretty solid. To be honest, he made a couple of pretty good throws tonight, which actually kind of surprised me. He had a really good one to Dwelly in traffic. That was pretty impressive. I don't have the footage on me, otherwise I'd show you guys. But he has some interesting throws, to be honest with you. I'm kind of interested to see more from him. I know we won't. Hopefully we don't. But I don't know. There's something about him that I'm kind of glad that Kyle's keeping around because I feel like he has some. He'd be a pretty solid backup, to be honest. Trey did all right tonight. He did make some good throws. There were some that weren't made, and I'm sorry if you see my cat. My cat is in the room, and she might be popping up in the background. Um, he, I don't know. He didn't connect with Kittle one time. He threw too hard and bounced off Kittle's hands. It was kind of a mess. I just worried about the O-line guys. That's really the biggest thing that came out of this game for me was that because if Trey doesn't have protection, doesn't have time in the pocket, he's not going to be able to do anything. And that is extremely worrying to me, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, I am not looking forward to it, to be perfectly honest. It's a little nerve-wracking. I know it will be better with McGlinchey and Trent in there. But that interior line is going to be a struggle all season. And God forbid if one of them gets hurt, because we don't have any, like, it's just not, like, if these were our backups, I feel better, but there are starters, so we just got to deal with it and hope it works out, and whatnot. So, yeah. But other than that, it's a very preseason game. Is dragged on for a while, especially the second half. There's a lot of like offense for both teams to stall out, defense to get a pick or get a stop. So there's a lot of back and forth in that regard. The Texans had some good plays. They had some really solid running back. I forgot his name. I think Price. He was very solid on the ground for them tonight. They had a really good first drive that really set the tone for the whole game, and the 49ers were unable to really come back from that, to be honest with you. This isn't going to be a very long show because honestly, the biggest thing I took away is how bad the O-line is and how worrying that is. Because Trace, like, the way Kyle, like, everything in for Kyle's system to work, and in general football, is all of it has to work collectively. If one spot doesn't work, the plays normally never ever work out, to be honest. So it's a bit worrying. But yeah, I mean, I am excited for the rest of the season. I think if we have I know that week 1 we're gonna have all of our starters out there and everything. So I'm expecting better play come week 1. To be honest, but I am glad football's back. I'm glad to be back here. And I think it's going to be a good time. Now there has been some good things from Trey this preseason. Like him and the Danny Gray connection, I think is going to be very solid for keeping opposing defenses honest and stuff, and they're not going to be able to stack the box as much. Excuse me, as much anymore, like they would be able to with Jimmy, because Jimmy wouldn't make those kind of throws. So I am actually looking forward to that aspect of it. Because regardless, Trey does have the physical tools to be very successful in this league. So I think he has a lot of promise. The announcers were talking during the game that Trey just needs a lot of reps, and because he hasn't played that much, especially over the last few years with COVID, with him not playing during COVID, and then him only playing, like, at least he got to play a little bit last year, but this year is going to be him probably playing like his first full season in a couple of years. So it's a good thing. But he is still essentially a rookie. He's never played a full season before. So just keep that in mind because he's going to make some mistakes. It's bound to happen. Um, but I feel like with our defense, we can bounce back and we have a good shot this year. I think this year is going to be a great year. Um, I don't know if I want to put out like a whole prediction or anything yet, but I'm just excited, man. Seeing what Kyle's scheme could be like with a quarterback who can throw downfield is going to be fantastic. Um, and there's just a lot to look forward to. And the way the defense has played during training camp has me real excited. And during the preseason, to be honest, they've all been real solid. I think we have some um, real good players potentially, and like I think we have a really solid team that I think we could be really excited about and have a really good year this year. And whatnot. I'm trying to think what else. I don't think there's any big notable injuries. I don't think anything like super long term as far as I can. Well, I know. I don't know what his injury was, but he got injured in the beginning of the game. Hopefully he's okay. Jimmy Ward looks like I've heard that John Lynch went on a pregame show and said that Jimmy Ward might be out longer than might be out the first 4 weeks of the regular season, which would suck. But hopefully his I think it's a hamstring injury or so he has a pretty serious injury that he needs to take care of. So yeah, I really hope that Jimmy Ward comes back. He's good. I just think there's a lot of exciting things to um, be excited about on this team. Um, yeah, I am excited about it. If any of you listening have anything to say, please drop it in the comments. If you're listening on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, wherever, please let me know. I'd love to hear your guys' comments and your thoughts on the show. But yeah, I mean, it's great to be back. 49ers football is back. It's exciting. Um, I'm pretty excited. Um, I needed that breakaway to get refreshed and everything. So I'm pretty excited to come back and enjoy this season. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just really pumped this season. And I think we're going to have a good year. I think Kyle has honestly, I don't know. I just have a good feeling. Um, now that doesn't necessarily mean I think whatever, but I think we're gonna be good. And stuff. I think we're gonna be a force in this league and in this division. So I think that's pretty exciting. Um, and yeah, I'm just hoping for the best. And I think it will be a really great year. You know. And I don't know. I really hope that you guys are excited. Sick of us on 95th Radio. We're going to be putting out all sorts of content during the season. We're going to have, I believe, pregame show, halftime show, and a postgame show. And then we have some other stuff that we're cooking up that I think is going to be pretty exciting. So, yeah, this is going to be super sweet. It's the last thing of preseason. It was a very preseason-y game. I just think that, yeah, it's just going to be interesting. The 53-man roster, like the cuts for that are coming up pretty soon. And I know we'll have other videos for that as well. So, yeah, looks like we have 7 people watching. That's fantastic, guys. Welcome to the show. If you guys have any comments, please feel free. I'd love to answer some questions about anything regarding this game, about 49ers, whatever. That's a great time. Yeah. I yeah. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Jimmy G is still with the team. He's still on roster technically. So we'll see what happens before um, it gets cut down for the 53-man or whatever the deadline is where his contract becomes fully guaranteed. So we'll kind of have to see what goes on with that and whatnot. So yeah, um, for sure. If any of you guys have any questions, I'd love to hear from you guys as well. Otherwise, I will be wrapping it up because I don't have any more thoughts on that right now. Um, it was just a very preseason game. If you guys watch a lot of preseason football, you guys know what I mean. Um, so I am just excited to be back here. Excited to talk 49ers football. Um, so we'll be live here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and everything. Just hanging out, talking 49ers football. So yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna wrap it up. All right, you guys have a great night. Follow us on all our social media platforms. We're at 905 Radio on, I believe, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr. And then we're also at 905 R on Twitter. So if you guys want to talk to us there, that's great. Leave a comment on any YouTube videos, whatever. Wherever you find comments, we'll find them. We'll respond, do whatever. So yeah, you guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you for hanging out with me. The post game shows are normally going to be this time. I'm going to keep them at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time PM because I'll have time after work to get ready and then for the later games. So trying to keep it a consistent time schedule for you guys. So expect the post games around this time, 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, even if it's an earlier game. Um, yeah, so I will see you guys later. And thanks you guys for tuning in and have a great night, guys. Bye and go Niners.